Today on the CTV News at 5, a sentencing hearing in a fatal Colehurst stabbing. Plus, why Lethbridge definitely will have a new member of parliament in the next election. And gas prices go up again.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Voters in the Lethbridge riding will definitely be electing a new member of parliament in the next federal election. That's because the new constituency boundaries mean MP Jim Hillier will actually live in the Medicine Hat riding. Hillier and his family live in Raymond, which will be part of the realigned Medicine Hat constituency, and that is the riding he plans to run in. The current Lethbridge riding will see the counties of Cardston and Warner relocated to the Medicine Hat riding. The next federal election will be in 2015. A sentencing hearing is just wrapping up for the stabbing death of a man more than 3 years ago in Colehurst. Harpal Singh Dhillon pleaded guilty last December to 1 count of manslaughter and 2 counts of assault. The charges stem from an altercation during a Diwali festival celebration in Colehurst in November of 2010. The victim, 21-year-old Jiwan Singh Gai, was trying to break up a fight when he was killed protecting his brother. Terry Vogt reports.
The tragedy has left 2 families in shambles. Jiwan Gai's mother says as time goes on, the death of her son has become even harder to deal with. The facts in the case have been agreed upon. 29-year-old Harpal Singh Dhillon has admitted stabbing Gai in November of 2010. Gai was helping his father cater the Festival of Lights celebration at the Colehurst Community Centre when he tried to intervene in a confrontation between his younger brother and the accused. Gai was stabbed 8 times, including a fatal wound to the heart. 2 other men who tried to stop Dhillon were also injured. The Crown called for a global sentence of 8 to 10 years in prison. Dhillon's lawyer suggested a sentence in the range of 6 to 8 years. Court was told Dhillon has sought counseling for anger management issues. He's also expressed remorse, saying that he's sorry and distressed over what he's done and the grief it's caused his victims' families. Family members say there are no words to describe the pain and loneliness they're suffering. Younger brother Akash says JJ was not only his brother, but his best friend. His mother says Jiwan shared the same hopes and dreams, that he was her light, her shadow, and her backbone. Reading from a victim impact statement, she told the judge, "It's hard to stand without a backbone." Terry Vogt, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Sentencing arguments took all day. Late this afternoon, the judge indicated he will hand down his decision in late June. 3 police officers from southern Alberta received a very special honor today from the Governor General.
Inspector Gerard Francois.
Inspector Gerard Francois from the Calgary Police Service was made a member of the Order of Merit of the Police Forces. The ceremony was held at Rideau Hall in Ottawa. The award recognizes merit and exceptional services by police officers. Inspector Glenn Motts from the Medicine Hat Police Service was also made a member of the order, as was Chief Alfred Rudd of the Taber Police Service. The order was established in 2000, and the badge is modeled after the Order of Military Merit. Okay, Dory, officially, what was it, around 10.6 millimeters of rain in Lethbridge?
Yep.
But some areas of the Lethbridge region got a lot more rain.
Absolutely. We've had people, that have their rain gauges in their backyards, and the amounts were very, very variable over the region. So we've had amounts from about 10 millimeters all the way up to about 19, depending on where you were. And of course, we know for a fact that areas like Pincher Creek and Waterton Park had areas between 50 millimeters and 70 millimeters. And there's still more to come, but it's moving to the north. And I'll tell you all about it in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. Well, the good thing about the rain Dory was just talking about, the fire ban in Lethbridge's River Valley and Cypress County have both been lifted. However, the focus is now on rivers to the east of Lethbridge. Rivers in the Bow River Basin are still being watched closely as well tonight. They are still under a high stream flow advisory. They include the Highwood River, the Sheep River, Elbow River, the Bow River and its tributaries upstream of Ghost Reservoir. Now, a high stream flow advisory has been lifted for the Oldman River Basin. Drivers are taking another hit to their wallet as the price of gas took another hike overnight. These are the numbers drivers were faced with this morning as they pulled up to the pump at many gas stations around town. The price of fuel jumped 6 cents overnight from $1.25 to almost $1.32 a liter. The cost to fill up your tank earlier this week, $1.18. However, you may still be able to find some of those lower prices, as we've heard reports that some stations haven't made the jump just yet.
It's pretty hard, you know. You're spending $120 a day on a truck. That's before you start your day. You know, you got to make quite a bit of money to break even, eh?
I find it extremely frustrating because all of us don't have pockets that go down to the ground, and it's something that's part of everyday a necessary commodity.
There's an Alberta connection to last night's shocking bridge collapse in Washington state. Police now say an Edmonton area trucker was behind the wheel of a semi that hit the bridge, sending the bridge plunging into the river. The Washington State Patrol says the truck hit a girder, and that caused a section of the bridge to fall into the river. The police report identifies the driver as 42-year-old William Scott from Spruce Grove, who worked for Mullen Trucking from Alderside, south of Calgary. The semi hauling an oversized load actually made it safely off the bridge, and the driver stayed at the scene. He wasn't injured. Police say charges are pending. 3 people were rescued from the water. The bridge links Interstate 5, which runs between Seattle and British Columbia. It carries about 77,000 people a day. A unit at the Chinook Regional Hospital that had been shut down last month because of a number of cases of C. difficile has now reopened. There were about a dozen cases of the gastrointestinal illness. Now there are only 4 patients at the hospital with the symptoms. Testing has also shown that the infection was not picked up at the hospital. A battle is heating up between Canada and the U.S. over meat labeling. The U.S. government announced new regulations on country of origin labeling that would track livestock right through to distribution. Canada objects to the labeling system, saying it's expensive and could destroy the North American supply chain. The owners of the Jumbo Glacier Ski Resort in BC have been given approval to start construction. Owners will proceed with the building of lodges and lifts after the resort's municipal council passed building permits earlier this week. The decision by Jumbo Mayor Greg Deck and council will allow ski lifts, a lodge of up to 150 rooms, and a day lodge to be built at the base of the Farham Glacier. A huge area of land around the planned resort has been designated as a resort municipality by the BC government. Opponents of the resort are skeptical of the move, saying the appointed council doesn't have any money to build a year-round resort. Well, some good news for farmers. Southern Alberta's only ag testing lab just got a bit faster. It may look like something from a science experiment, and in a sense, that's exactly what it is. This $150,000 piece of equipment has just been launched at Down to Earth Labs. It's called an induction-coupled plasma. And according to the lab, it can do anything and everything, from telling farmers why their potato crop didn't grow last year to what's going on with their water. The machine tests soil, water, plant tissue, and feed, among other things. It also handles more soil samples in a fraction of the time it took their older machines.
It's going to expand our ability to be able to offer more tests. Right now, we can't do a lot of heavy metal testing and that type of thing, but now we'll be able to do heavy metal testing. It's just opening up so much, many more possibilities.
The new machine will begin operating on Monday. Well, yesterday we told you about Charlene Albright, a Lethbridge school teacher who's been recognized with a provincial award for excellence in teaching. But she's not the only Senator Buchanan teacher who's being recognized this year. Aaron Fitchett has a classroom just a few doors down the hall. He has been named Zone 6 winner of the Edwin Parr Award, which is given to outstanding first-year school student teachers. Co-workers say Fitchett is a modern teacher.
Some of these kids, when they graduate from high school, the jobs that they haven't been created yet. They're very different thinkers compared to in the past. They're digital natives. They are growing up with a sense of how technology integrates into their lives, and that's very different even from when I was in elementary school. So we have to come prepared to engage them in ways that are different and new, and that's what excites me about teaching every day.
Fitchett says he is fortunate to be teaching at the same school he attended as a child. He says the names and faces have changed, but the school still has the same spirit of community and encouragement. A Nigerian man who's been living in Lethbridge the past 2 years may be deported because of a wrong address on his immigration application. Courtney Oboga says that when she filled out the papers for her husband Victor, she accidentally put their old address on them, causing them to miss the deadline to pay for his paperwork. The couple has since hired a lawyer, but legal fees have left them in a bind. The family is having a garage sale to fundraise for part of the $6,500 they need for legal and immigration fees to avoid deportation. Obog put the word out on social media. In less than 2 days, she's already had nearly 100 responses from people donating items to the family to sell in the garage sale.
There's really nothing I could do to repay all the people for everything they've done for me and my family. I can't imagine losing my husband. And now all these people want to help us stay together and be with each other, and there's nothing I could do to ever repay them.
A garage sale is tomorrow, and the family's immigration fees are due by June the 11th. Southern Albertans will be walking this weekend to raise money for the training and placement of dog guides. The walk is held annually. Money is raised to help ensure people can live independently with the help of a well-trained dog. The dog guides and the Lion Club assist the more than 1,600 Canadians with visual or hearing problems, or maybe physical or medical disabilities. Lethbridge is one of 250 communities across Canada that are holding walks. Last year, the combined efforts raised over $1 million.
The school is located in Oakville, Ontario, and for those of us who live out west, they fly us down to Oakville. We spend a month training with a dog. We bring our new dogs home and they fly us back. It costs us nothing. That's why we run the walks, to raise money for the school.
The walk gets underway 11 a.m. tomorrow at Nicholas Sharon Park. Time now for a look to see how the markets wrapped up the day.